Hello, everyone. Sue.oneschuk here, continuing the workbook lessons of A Course in Miracles. And today we are on lesson 553. And today's lesson is my eyes, my tongue, my hands, my feet today have but one purpose: to be given Christ to use to bless the world with miracles. I'm going to read that again. My eyes, my tongue, my hands, my feet today have but one purpose: to be given Christ to use to bless the world with miracles. And the prayer with this lesson today is, Father, I give all that is mine today to Christ to use in any way that to use in any way that best will serve the purpose that I share with him. Nothing is mine alone, for he and I have joined in purpose. Thus, having come almost to an appointed end, a while I work with him to serve his purpose. Then I lose myself in my identity, the identity here with a capital I, and recognize that Christ is but myself. My eyes, my tongue, my hands, my feet today have but one purpose: to be given Christ, for Christ to use to bless the world with miracles. So all through this course, as we practice and do this work, we have been undoing all those aspects of ourselves that are not Christ-like. And when it talks about the identity here with an I, it's referring to our holy self versus the ego identity that we created. And we have been discerning for ourselves individually the distinction between the ego identity and the identity with a capital I as our higher self. So I want to read as well today. I'm hoping it serves you. I find them so helpful as I do my reflections. I want to read again from the Year of Forgiveness. And again, it is Louise Spalding, channeling Jesus. And this is what Tina experiences as she hears what Jesus has to say about the Course. And again, here it can't be reminded enough, but it's my eyes, my tongue, my hands, my feet today have but one purpose: to be given to Christ to use to bless the world with miracles. And Jesus says here, you are blessed beings indeed, and I am the one you know as Jesus. And he says, you will notice the use of the word Christ here. It means Christ consciousness. It is not Jesus Christ, me, Jesus says. I am Jesus, who became Christed through the practices that I have been shown and learned. What this lesson tells you is that initially you dedicated yourself to being used by Christ consciousness for a higher purpose. And through that practice, you will become acquainted with your true nature. I'm going to say here and interject, your higher self, your identity with a capital I. That true nature then will take over. It is first a practice here of surrender to a higher consciousness, knowing that you do not know everything that you need to know, that you are misguided at times, And that through this dedication, you are saying, change me. You are saying, I am not going to use my body, mind for my ego's purposes anymore. I dedicate them to a higher purpose. And through that dedication, I will come to know myself to such a degree that I will be guided toward my true self. And in that guidance, I will be free to use my free will as I see fit, because I will have been raised above the battleground into wisdom and direct conscious contact with my guides and teachers. That is what happened to this being. And Jesus is referring to Teresa here. He's saying that Teresa surrendered her ego's will to dedicate herself to the practice of forgiveness, completely dedicated her mind and body to becoming a perfect communication device for God. In that dedication of putting aside her desires, she became connected to a higher purpose. And through that purpose, she now chooses what she wants to do, given her experiences in that surrendered state. Jesus says, it seems as if you are losing yourself, but in fact, Jesus says you are finding yourself. You do not lose your free will. Rather, you become qualified to use your free will lovingly, kindly, and magnanimously. And I'm going to add compassionately. And Jesus concludes here by saying, I'm the one you know as Jesus, and I will speak to you again. So, you know, as I was reflecting and preparing for this video today, you know, I was reminded and it's been moved to share with you as well that, you know, we are completing these lessons shortly. And we're also completing a year. Here now, we're completing the year 2023. And shortly, we'll be moving into 2024. Kind of hard for me to believe already. One of the practices I take on every year at this time is to take time to stop and reflect on the previous year. So it's kind of twofold here. You know, I invite you to get your journal out, to take some time to reflect on your year 2023. And particularly because we are here practicing together and healing together and gaining wisdom here with the Course in Miracles, to reflect on a few of these questions. One is, again, because this is a mind training, ask yourself, how has my mind, my thinking, I should say, or my mind changed? Where have I had shifts in perception, which are miracles? Ask yourself, what blocks did I uncover and let go of? And maybe even at times those blocks, like in the form of judgment, which we spoke of yesterday, will still come up. And how often have I, and do I, and am I willing to let go of those judgments? Ask yourself, am I continuing to do my forgiveness work? And ask yourself, am I willing? Am I willing? Am I willing to be used for a higher purpose? And am I, you know, and to look ahead, setting some intentions, exploring some ideas of how it is you can co-create 2024 with God? How can you use your eyes, use your tongue, use your hands, and use your feet, having but one purpose, to be given Christ to use to bless the world with miracles? That is the lesson for 300, or the lesson 353 for today. I hope you will, find the time, if not today, in the next several days, to do this reflecting. I find it very powerful. It definitely helps me to stay on track. And I like to have forward movement in my life and to continue to raise my consciousness. And I hope that these videos have impacted you and impact you to do so as well. All right. As always, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here. And please like this video, go below here and comment. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And I'm still not clear yet about where to go with this community for 2024. I'd appreciate your input as to what or how I may be of service in terms of the Course in Miracles. I have been getting some ideas in terms of continuing on in some form with the Manual for Teachers, and please comment as to whether or not that would serve you. All right. What else do I want to say? All right. I look forward to being with you in the next video for lesson 354. Until then, from my heart to yours, I extend much love to you. Bye for now.